Their mounting numbers may overwhelm our defense.
And I'm like, you are overwhelming. And he said, I'm just trying to make a home.
Oh, your grace, overwhelm.
Sometimes the desire to confess is overwhelming.
You will assault the garrison, overwhelm it.
Overwhelming the powers that be with the force of our passion for science.
You know, the world seems black and our troubles seem overwhelming.
Overwhelmed with happiness. Thank you for asking.
He's immediately seized with an overwhelming sense of guilt.
And since Lieutenant Jackson's testimony was so...
At your lines, their mounting numbers may overwhelm our defense.
So if they put every man there...
About that for like 10 minutes. And I'm like, you are overwhelming. And he said, I'm just trying to make a home. And I was like, I'm...
That's with my own hand.
Oh, your grace overwhelms me.
Here, sometimes the desire to confess is overwhelming. And we must seize the moment.
Without the benefit of ground support. You will assault the garrison, overwhelm it, and hold until relieved.
Imagined ourselves immortal. Overwhelming the powers that be with the force of our passion for science.
Unsolvable problems, and you know, the world seems black and our troubles seem overwhelming. And then in the batting of an eye...
Overwhelmed with happiness. Thank you for asking. Yes. Oh.
She was immediately seized with an overwhelming sense of guilt. The next day she went...
Sentenced you to the high term of 3 years. And since Lieutenant Jackson's testimony was so overwhelming, I'm adding an additional...
Wrong line of public service. It is a little overwhelming. It was constructed during the Civil War, the same time as the military fort housing wall.
His Highness the Archduke informs me that my charms overwhelm him. He will retire to...
And around the world, an overwhelming expression of sadness at Diana's death.
Presented against the prisoner Leonard Vole, a case of the most overwhelming circumstantial evidence. Among the witnesses...
She left me.
It all happened too fast. I was overwhelmed by you, and it was a whirlwind, and right away we were living...
We've not managed to locate it, but there is overwhelming evidence that it is real.
What evidence exactly?
High school existence with you as a boyfriend.
Any girl in this school would be overwhelmed with sweat just to go out with me.
Just how effective it has been.
In fact, according to exit polls, an overwhelming number of Stanton voters say that it's...
My name back on those articles overwhelmed my responsibilities here at the hospital, or kept me from creating...
To do it. But he had no choice. The evidence was overwhelming. Why do you ask?
What?
It's not the overwhelming number of early human alumni that become civic leaders.
Thank you. Thank you.
You bet, Andy. Congratulations.
Oh, thanks. I'm overwhelmed.
What's that in your forehead, pal?
Idle thoughts are not uncommon. Inhabiting a body the mind regards as alien can be pretty overwhelming.
You guys have been in the forest so long, all this craziness has to be kind of overwhelming, I guess.
No, we're cool with that, you know.
Wept like a child. Not because I was overwhelmed at having survived, although I was. I was weeping because...
What's going on, Willie?
Nothing. I just got a little overwhelmed, that's all. I'm good.
It was a hell of a time for a panic attack.
Half of it, perhaps the whole thing. I know a fella who's got an overwhelming hankering for a little old-time activity.
So many leftover details. My family is, needless to say, quite overwhelmed. Yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Well,
what do you know of my family?
The relief agencies are useless. The hospitals are overwhelmed. There are other ways, bro.
Liar.
You're a little overwhelmed. Sounds like you are too.
Wait. Yes. Well, at the moment, the overwhelming majority of people out there feel that, well, that people get along better.
I was so overwhelmed by the feeling that her death was my fault.
Rightly so. She was yours to protect.
Oblivious to any danger, I was overwhelmed with excitement. After a life...
The returning Niki Lauda seems overwhelmed. He's being overtaken by cars.